Hello, Froggy here, and today we'll be taking a look at everyone's favorite strike, Exodus Crash. We'll be going all the way from the beginning of the strike to the end on patrol. So we're just going to climb up over here and hit the load over in this direction. And it's alright that we died to the load there. It's kind of a weird default, but we'll just head on over. So for a long time we've known how to get to here, but it wasn't until I think sometime last season that Salvo and Hinds33 found a Sparrow dismount breach into the boss room. But we'll get to that at the end. There are some pretty neat critters hanging out there. If you've done any out-of-map exploration around here, you may have noticed that you can actually explore a bit inside of this pit here. And there we go. You just fly all under the underside of the map. And you can go a little bit farther down back there as well. This little water patch. I imagine you can probably go all the way to the load this way, although I'll probably leave that exploration for another time. And there's that bit sticking down over there. Anyways, back up top. Over to the left here, there's a room which I don't remember if we have actually used it. I think it may have come up maybe once. It's just one of those sort of side areas that Bungie likes to use for a quest at some point or another. And right around here is where you generally get your second set of teammates after the first bunch have left on realizing that it's Exodus Crash. The strike has gotten a bit nicer since it first came out. The boss is a little bit less waiting. You can actually jump over this first blue barrier fairly easily. The second blue barrier poses a little bit more of a challenge. Naturally, the easiest way to get past it would just be to use the fast travel point. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to be doing a dismount breach in the air. If you get off your Sparrow right at the top at the right angle, you can zip right over. That works on several of the fallen barriers like that. The next bit is just regular patrol. Not too many strikes go into regular patrol space midway, so I guess that's kind of neat. We're at the tail end now. All that's left is the pre-boss room and the boss room itself. More barriers. Luckily, if we go back outside, there's a way to get around that. Just fly into this crack in the side of the ship, and you can walk right through this gap as well. The load zone is right around the walkway. If we jump towards the end here, we'll spawn on the inside, well beyond where that barrier was. Now we're free to climb up to the boss room. The only difficult part of this is the lighting is a bit dark. But I'd say it's probably about the same difficulty as in the strike. Probably a little bit harder since you don't have the enemies helpfully showing you what direction you need to go. Of course, I wouldn't be making this video if this part was just as straightforward. There is yet another blue barrier blocking our path. Stepping back, we can take a different route this time. we'll be using a Sparrow Dismount breach, so we'll need to bring a Sparrow along. Luckily, we can just summon one before we hit the load. Just stay closer to the back and you'll be outside of the map. It can be a little bit dark trying to maneuver here, so take your time, but worst case, you just have to fast travel and do it again. When you get around here, you'll want to just boost up and then side dodge to the left to help pit yourself up top here. And now we just need to do the dismount breach. It can be a bit tricky getting yourself in the right position to just pop through. A lot of times you'll just get jostled until you die. But since it is a dismount breach and you're not like counting on it actually being a pinch spot, when you get it, it'll be very smooth. Sometimes your Sparrow will survive, so you can just climb back up and try again. Popping a shield down can be useful for the lighting to help find your footing. If your Sparrow tumbles down the side, I would recommend just doing it again. Just side dodge a bit and hopefully we'll get this soon. If you get the position right, you'll get it just like that. That wasn't too painful. And now we've made it to the boss room. Let's see that one more time. So, unlike with a regular Sparrow breach, you can see that I don't really touch anything at all. It's more like the ones that you see in Deep Stone at first encounter. It's kind of nice being here without wondering when you're going to have random electrical shocks or an invisible boss appearing right next to you. I hope you enjoy being able to visit this room whenever, especially considering what I'm about to show you. Just going to get a sniper for a better view here. It turns out this entire time there have been these fun little flying, I don't know, bat-like dragon things flying underneath. You never really get to see them during the boss encounter because you're more concerned with having the boss encounter end as fast as possible. But there is quite a lot of them here. I think you might see them around the cistern occasionally, but I don't think it was quite in these numbers. Would be nice to be right in the middle of that, but sadly there are death barriers.